Well, hello again. This is Anthony McAvaney from GetOnlineLab.com. Yesterday, which I probably didn't label as episode 0, but this is episode 1, which is really the second of what I intend to be a series of ongoing videos, the purpose of which really is to provide some ideas, some options, some inspiration, some guidance, some leadership, if you like, about where you might go if, as a result of this virus epidemic that's threatening our traditional way of living and working. Since yesterday, quite a lot's happened. I've spoken with a number of people, and truly the numbers of people now who are being forced to stay at home, and this is not because they have the virus or they're impacted that way. It's that they are being instructed that we don't have work for you, so start working from home. And I don't want this series of videos to be seen as opportunistic in any way. What I'm attempting to do here is add my voice to the voice of many, many other people who are looking to provide people in our communities, in our tribes, with some alternatives and with some hope that through working together, we can find ways around this. And I guess to recognise that, our way of life, the way of life that we've all become accustomed to, is definitely changing. It may be too soon to jump straight into solutions and those sorts of things, because truly I think people are just starting to come to grips with, the impact of this. I confess that I've had moments of anxiety. I use meditation pretty extensively. I have some mentors in the spiritual guidance world who are helping me a heck of a lot, have helped me a lot really over the last few years, just in terms of managing feelings and emotions and really affecting my outlook on the world. But to go back to not being opportunistic, I will intend over the coming days and weeks to provide some hard, fast tips, sometimes over the shoulder training, about the new reality where many of us will no longer have a reliable source of income. I explained yesterday that my background is in outplacement coaching and counselling, or career transition, which I've worked on in that field for pretty much 2 decades now. And I've come across lots and lots of people who've run out of options with regards to traditional employment, where we're relying on an employer for our job security, our financial security, and so on. And today, I think, the only security is that which we create for ourselves, and that's through self-employment. And I think the marvellous thing about the technology that we have available today is that it has never, ever been easier for somebody to learn how to actually create an income for themselves through setting up an online business. Now, my speciality is particularly around helping people to develop a coaching business where they share a particular knowledge or skill or a hobby or an interest. And as I explained yesterday, where I'm coming from, that the world today, the majority of the first world countries, is number one source of information when we want a problem or we want to know how to do things, is we'll do a Google search or something similar, and there will be stacks of information, stacks of how-to information where people are more than happy to be taught. I gave the example yesterday. Let's say I wanted to learn how to knit. Well, I would go onto YouTube, and there would be somebody who would have that content, and that might be free, it might be paid, doesn't matter. But if I wanted the solution to that problem, those answers are there. And what I'm suggesting here to people that are tuning into this is that all of us, I think, have to some degree something that we can teach other people, which if we were to put it online in a coaching format, you would find an audience. Because if you have a solution to a problem that people might be experiencing in relation to an area of knowledge or a hobby or an interest that you have, there's likely to be an audience. And there are ways that you can get people to pay for that. And I'm not, again, suggesting that we be opportunistic about this. if we go into a coaching business, for example, it is about giving genuine value. And look, this isn't a get quick fix. There's definitely work involved in doing this sort of stuff. But in the absence of any other opportunity, and in the absence of throwing our future security, financial security, to the good wishes of an employer, this is a perfect opportunity if you're at home and if you're open to learning. There are people like me who can teach you how to do that sort of stuff. And so, going back to my motives here, I genuinely have an interest and a passion in helping other people to discover and use the sorts of skills I've developed since I've been working online since 2007. It's all been self-taught. I mean, I've had some amazing mentors and guides along the way, but I've learned a hell of a lot. And, I don't classify myself, and didn't even when I started, as somebody who's overtly technical. You don't need to be technical anymore to set up an online business. All you need really is the passion and the desire to make a positive impact on the life of others. And, as a result of giving that value, and as a result of helping people with problem solving and those sorts of things, you can be rewarded financially. So that's where I'm coming from today in this broadcast, is really just, again, to tell you more about, this is my intention. There are so many people there, there's a lot of doom saying you only have to turn on the nightly news or turn on the radio or whatever, and open a newspaper, and there'll be ample people talking gloom and doom, and you can sit all day and watch that stuff and bury yourself in worry and fear. Or as you begin to come out of that, begin to think about, well, okay, what are the alternatives that I have? And I'm one of many people who are now coming forward and saying, look, there are alternatives. They are genuine alternatives. And if you're prepared to do some work, and if you're prepared to learn and to invest in learning, there are ways that you can start to create another stream of income and a different way of living and a different way of working. A couple of other things that I want to pass on to you, and I'm not going to get into any of the tips about how to start an online coaching business today, but things that have been of significant value to me in my life and in times of stress, particularly around the area of meditation. It is so easy today to get caught up in the emotional turmoil, panic and fear that surrounds us. It is literally in the air that we breathe because of the coverage in media, TV, newspapers. It is just in your face, and it's really hard to escape from. Now, that has a cumulative effect. So if you're in the middle of panic, probably what I'm saying today is not going to get through to you. So I'm strongly suggesting that if you've never done these sorts of things, that if you're really feeling oppressed, panic, fearful, begin to take part of your life back by getting into things like meditation, a simple 10 or a 15-minute period of meditation. Hey, if you're working at home, or if you're forced to stay at home, there's no longer an excuse to say, I don't have time to meditate. Now you do, and you can do it at any time. I would recommend first thing in the morning before you get into the day. I'll give you a couple of sources that you can go to that. One of them is a free app on your phone, or if you prefer, you can download the app on a tablet. And the meditation app is called Insight Timer. That's Insight, as in Insight Timer. There are literally thousands of meditations, guided meditations there. And whatever a particular emotion, or where you feel that you need someone to guide you through a meditation experience, you can do it by subject. But I would commend that you begin to get your life back by getting your emotion and how you're responding to this simply unprecedented era. We have the power to take that back, but all of us need help. I needed help to begin to meditate, and it has made such a massive difference in my life. So Insight Timer is something that I would commend to you. There's a couple of fellows that I've been working with now. They are my mentors, my personal development and spiritual guides and mentors, and I don't want to be too woo-woo about this, but two men who have had a massive, massive impact on my ability to process my emotions and to develop a different outlook on life are Guy and Elan Ferdman. So you can find them. They have a free Facebook group. So if you opened up Facebook and typed in the words Satori, Satori, Prime, and just simply apply to join the group, you will find some amazing content there about energy, some other people that you might want to explore just in terms of the energy that we have and what we attract into our lives. Dr. Joe Dispenza is another fabulous source that I've come to like and to learn from. And yet another one, a different approach, a guy called Brad Yates. If you do a Google search for Brad Yates, his area of specialization is EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, a very different approach to helping us deal with emotional turmoil in our life. Now, the reason that I'm recommending these to you is that I think step one in this period of turmoil may not even necessarily to be, well, okay, how do I start cranking in some income? It's first of all, start to take your power back, start to take some power back about how you are responding to this. Because if you're in a state of panic, if you're in a state of fear, you're not going to be able to think clearly and logically. So I would commend those resources to you. And if this resonates with you in any way, my intention purely is not to be opportunistic here. I have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge to pass on for people who are open to looking at ways to work and live differently. And for many of us, that's self-imposed. We no longer have the luxury or the option of an employer looking after our financial and job security. So if you think a pathway to self-employment, and particularly my area of interest is in the area of coaching, whether it be a hobby, interest, it doesn't have to be business related. If you're passionate about something and you have a genuine desire to share it, there's chances are an audience. And what I intend to show in coming days is how you can actually set that up. So look, that'll be enough for today. I've probably rabbited on a little bit too long. I only wanted to keep these short today, but mindset in this era is, your mindset is terrifically important. And you have the power to control your response and the power to get your emotional reactions to this under control. But if you're anything like me, you might need some guidance and help with that. So that's why I've talked about those resources. The Insight Timer app, the Satori Prime Facebook group by Guy and Elan Ferdman and Brad Yates. Look up his videos. When you go to his website, he'll have a tab there which says videos. He's done dozens and dozens of videos. In fact, listening to him this morning, I think he's put a playlist of about 50 videos there, specifically around anxiety about money, health, all of those sorts of things. Seek the help there. It is there. Anyway, this is Anthony McAvaney from getonlinelab.com. You can check out some of the coaching content that I've already got on my website. And please share this with others who you think might provide, where this might provide some value. So, hey, let's work together on this. We can work through this. We will come through it. And I'd like to hope that you think that I can help with that. That's my desire anyway. All right, I'm going to exit now. Thinking of you all. Blessings to you all. See you later.